Welcome. This is Fluma Studio. Oh well, it's going to be Fluma Studio. As you guys can see, this is my gym and workshop area in the house. My idea is I'm going to separate this area here through there, paint it all black, white, give it a little bit of contrast. I want to have some of those tools out here. Yeah. Hey there, welcome back to the weekly vlog. As you guys can see, I got started with the painting here and it was going really well. So I thought the paint turned out to be not so great. It looked really good to see, but once I finished, it had a lot of marks and I wasn't entirely happy with the look of it. I wanted a matte finish, but as soon as I touched it, it would leave more weird white marks. So then I had to make a decision that turned out to be quite expensive in terms of cost and time consumption. Once I finished painting the wall, I thought, well, I'm gonna move this rack to the other side of the room. And that's what I got doing here. As you guys can see, I screwed it from the wall. This was a homemade rack that I had made to store paint supplies and little tools here and there. It actually turned out to be really good because those boards have a gap between the two of them and leave the perfect space for all the cables to fit through. This is me thinking what to do now. So I've done the bikes. Space still too tight. I don't know what to do. I want more space for my workbench. I mean my squat rack. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yeah, I want more space for my squat rack. I also want space for the bike, but I need space to walk into the garage. I don't want to reduce this space, which is going to be Fluma's workshop studio. I need to make that clear because yesterday I said a studio. Studio is my office. Don't know what to do. These bikes. The main issue is these bikes. The hanging of them. This is more efficient, but I wanted to put a stud wall here, which was going to separate this area. But if I put a wall here, it's going to reduce the space far too much. So I don't know what to do. We have a plan. I rotated the handlebar so it's vertical and doesn't take so much space. I barely use that bike. I mostly use my road bike anyway. So the occasional times I'm going to use it, I'll just rotate it back. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this homemade garage rack over to that side, which will end as an end stop type thing, so it prevent the bikes coming this way. It will open up this space even more. I'm gonna build a small stud wall here, so it's in line with this. With this garage door end. That'll reflect the light onto my work area, because it'll be painted white, like that side. And I was thinking to create a kind of a nice U shape. Yeah. So wall here, mini wall, white, wall white there, so light will bounce off. Behind me, I'll move that rack over, this one here, to this side, so create like an end stop. Maybe I'll close it up like a cabinet. I think that would look cool, like a storage cabinet for like tools. We have a plan. This is the fun things about working with small workshops. You gotta really make it work. I mean, this is half of a workshop because the other half is a gym workout area, and also at the same time I need to make sure it's like kind of sealed, airtight. So I'm putting some plastic curtains as well because I don't want dust going over into the smart trainer on the bike. I do have this little storage thing here, so this will be quite cool for tools and materials. And up there we have the CNC. So again, I'm gonna close that up with like a plastic curtain, so it's easy to move in and out. I'll 3D print some racks or like some. Little did I know how things were about to change. Once I finished making that video about me making some plastic curtains for the CNC, I actually decided I was gonna take out that wall at the back. That was the division, and I was gonna move it to the front of the garage so that it will create a much larger space. Get rid of that tiny little storage cabinet, which was gonna be useless anyway. So I got to it, and I got removing my pull-up bar first of all, which was very well anchored. I had forgotten how well I had anchored that this pull-up bar. The actual garage was done by me when we moved into the house, so I converted it to be insulated, mainly because I was going to be working out of here, and I had initially made this small workshop at the back. I didn't really make that much use of it, so I ended up taking most of the garage for my workout equipment, which again I used during COVID, but then once COVID went away, I went back to the gym because I just enjoy using more of the machines at the gym. Day 3 of a long weekend project. Today I'm gonna close that up. I think I want to do something really simple, so I'm just gonna put plastic. I initially was gonna put some plasterboard, but I think I'm gonna put plastic just because I want the light coming through. And then step 2 is gonna be trying to fill up some of these small gaps. I'm gonna go to the hardware store in a bit, get some expanding foam, and fill out those nasty gaps that, you know, walls are never equal. So when you see walls in your house which are equal, they have caulk, which is like a filling compound, or they have expanding foam and then painted with plaster. So that's what I'm doing. We're gonna do that. Maybe we'll do painting if all the compound is right, because I don't really have that much to fill in. It's got a couple of holes there, a couple of holes there. I can move that plug. Yeah, so let's do that section first, and then I'll concentrate on doing the other stuff so that I can have lunch, go to the hardware store, get expanding foam, and finish some of this stuff. Coffee, great energy. Let's get to it. If you enjoy plastering and plaster preparation, then you come to the right channel, because here I'm doing a masterwork of filling in some holes, filling in the gaps, putting a filler plaster. I'm not that great at plastering, to be fair. I learned this when I moved into this house, and yeah, it's been a hard learning curve. Plaster looks much simpler on video than what it is on real life, but when you get down to it, people think that it needs to be perfect, and it doesn't actually, because most of plastering you just fix with the sanding. So as long as you overfill it and there's extra in there, you can just remove it with your sanding. It does get very dusty, so obviously the closer you get to the finished product, then the less dust you're gonna have. And here I am testing all the different corners of the studio workshop. I'm thinking of putting cameras in the corners, so that way I can capture all angles when I'm working on here. So yeah, I was just doing a little test on there. So we just done the plaster on these 2 walls. The corners I'm leaving out because I'm gonna just put a bead. Much simpler. Also, it's easier to hide those big gaps. Gonna let it wait till it dries, sand it. I'm not very good with plaster, so I'll just sand it, put another coat, and hopefully that will finish it. And then I guess we'll paint tomorrow. We're not gonna be able to paint today. I thought I was gonna be much further ahead than I am today. I've been working on this Friday. I always say Friday afternoon already, because I painted this wall and then realized I wanted a change of workshop layout. Oh, I wanted to better use it, so took that wall out, moved it. Yeah, so I guess we will have to, so Friday was wasted, Friday was wasted. Saturday we moved this wall, we framed this stuff. Today we finished up the door window, which I'm probably gonna have to take down anyway because I don't really like it. I want to paint all this white. What else is there? Yeah, so today I guess we'll sand, we'll do a final coat of the plaster, we'll paint tomorrow afternoon, and hopefully it'll be kind of finished by next weekend. One project. So it's gonna take 1 weekend, it's gonna take 2 weeks. See you all in the next one.